They're shy.
I have a question.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Which was the best? Oh, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, I don't want to know. I don't want
don't
that
answer that.
Don't answer that.
Unless you
No.
think 5 is
Unless you say 5.
Okay, right here.
I have a question for Beatrice. How did you prepare for the role, and did you watch previous sequels before you leave?
No, I'd seen the first one, of course, when I was in college, and I hadn't obviously given birth yet. So how did I prepare? It all happened really fast. I mean, I was cast, and boom, 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 we just started shooting. So there really wasn't a whole lot. Yeah, for me. I just winged it. Winged it?
Dated a bunch of child molesters.
Well, you know. Yeah, we practiced that scene a lot. No, I'm just kidding. Stop.
Okay, who else has a question? This shy group.
Far away, guys.
There we go.
Yeah, you guys had, if I remember correctly, it was 11 months between the release of Nightmare 4 and Nightmare 5 in theaters. I mean, pretty phenomenal. You don't see that very often. So the film was obviously made really quickly. How did that affect you guys as actors? And do you think that changed your performance in any way that it was shot so quickly?
Yeah, I think we didn't see the director as much as we might have otherwise, because often there were 3 units shooting at the same time. We had models, you know, in unit 3, and then stunts in unit 2, and then the first unit, which is usually the primary sort of storytelling part of the scenes being shot. And Stephen Hopkins was often pulled away, doing a lot of other stuff and making sure that was cool. So we were kind of left to our own devices a lot more than I think I have been in the past.
We had in Nightmare 5. I don't know if you guys know this, but it wasn't actually filmed in a studio. It was filmed in a noodle factory.
Yeah,
it was a spaghetti factory that they rented. It was actually awesome. It was I call it guerrilla filmmaking. Anyhow, Bob Shea was able to get this building. It's probably the size of this building, and so there were different studios going on at the same, or different actual sets going on at the same time. Stephen Hopkins would literally run from a scene where I would be on the motorcycle doing effects. He'd give you an action, and then he'd run up these stairs, cut across, and then direct these guys doing something. So it was at that time pretty awesome and pretty crazy as far as schedule, because nowadays I don't think they do anything like that. So yeah, it was really fast. That's what guys. It was like they don't do that. You don't see like a movie that comes out and 11 months later the sequel comes out. It's like almost like a series. It was fun though.
Chris?
For a lot of you guys, this is your first convention. What's the experience been like?
It's like
Awesome.
It's awesome.
Right?
It's really cool.
Wish we had known about them before, right?
This is my first one, and it's awesome to see people that really like our movie. It's like I've never been in a successful band, but if I was, this might be where it's at. We actually have fans, you know. All right, cool, thanks. You know, you guys actually like what we did.
Yeah, I've been surprised at how cool everybody is, really. I mean, you know, I just didn't know that there were this many nice people who really dug the Nightmare movies. I've kind of been hiding in the trenches doing theater, you know, making no money. And it's cool to come back out and see that everything's really, you know, really well received and liked. And shout out to Tommy Hudson, who got us all kind of back in touch and got us here too.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tommy.
Speaking of which, here we hear Never Sleep Again, the documentary. Do you all see it? Yeah.
Who else? Right here.
For those who never worked with Robert Englund before Fire, what was it like?
Creepy? No, I'm just kidding. I remember the first time I saw him, he was already in full makeup. So we were sitting, I'm trying to think what scene we were about to film. So we sat down, I just, you know, I was introduced, and we were sitting in these chairs waiting to go on, and I'm looking at his face, and he starts to talk, just, you know, friendly, whatever, but I couldn't get over the fact, oh, this is Freddy Krueger. I mean, it was freaky, I gotta say. I mean, here I'm like looking at him going, he gave birth to this? But he's a really nice guy. He's a very nice guy. All the makeup.
Yeah, I walked in and for a costume fitting, and there was a man with a head that looked like a hamburger sitting at a table, big long table like this, all alone, because everybody else was working. And he was eating a salad with his hands. That's awesome.
He wasn't eating pizza?
No.
That was on his face.
Oh, great. Okay, who else has a question? Right here.
I have a question for Lisa. Your character in part 6, how come she did not return?
Oh, what about part 6?
Your character?
I didn't see part 6.
I don't remember you in part 6. He's asking why you didn't show up.
What?
Your character in part 6, how come she did not return?
Oh, why did you?
Oh, why? I don't know. They just, had played the Alice part out as far as they wanted to go, I guess, and so they went for all different things, but I don't really know.
Yeah, I don't know why she wasn't there either. I think she should have been there, but Michael Lucas seemed fit not to write her in. But I wish you were there. I wish you were all. In fact, I'd like to take this opportunity just to thank you guys for letting me share your Q&A. These guys are all, before me. I did 6, and so thank you for sharing the podium with me.
Yeah, actors don't really get a say. Well, maybe bigger actors than myself, but I don't really get a say on how the script goes. So, however the story plays out is chosen by people who write the script. Because
And we don't let us know.
yeah. I would have probably let my character live through all of them.
Right?
Stuck around a little longer.
Okay, who else had a question right here?
For everyone that was in 5, were you guys all happy with the finished product?
Part 5?
Yeah.
I thought so. I think my part, my death scene, was
Awesome.
it was, yeah. What do you guys think? Pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
My death scene, to this day, people still talk about it, and they think it's good. Even people that, because obviously now we have computer graphics and everything. You can do all the fake stuff. But back then, that was done by guys who were pretty much artists in that industry and how to make prosthetics and make it look real. And believe it or not, that scene, I think Greta's scene also, was actually
I was
almost...
happy with mine, but I'm a little sad that they cut it up.
Yeah, they edited it because it was a little too graphic, believe it or
Yeah, I
not.
would like to have had it be the way it was originally intended, but unfortunately the MPAA stepped in and...
Almost got an X rating because of
Yeah,
it was
too gory.
Believe it or not. True story.
Even with the way it was cut in the end and released, there were protesters in Westwood regarding the violence. Yeah, and I remember telling Rupert about one of the producers about it. And he's like, "Good publicity."
Was there ever any talk of releasing like a director's cut, like a more without the scenes unedited?
I don't know
think
The
so.
VHS has more, I think, doesn't it?
Apparently there's a laser disc. If you guys even know what it is. Right, I know, it's a giant thing. You stick this like an LP, you stick it as like a record. Anyhow, that has some stuff on it that I guess didn't make it to the
Oh, it does?
yeah, that's what I've heard. And it has some of the other stuff. I've never heard of it, like the actual stuff that they ended out being released. Who knows what they do with that once they get the finished product. It probably ends up on the cutting room. No. But if you get the laser disc, that's a gem. If you have a machine that even plays it, kind of like a beta